Are you excited? I'm excited.
I'm excited. I mean, Jill asked what movie we were watching.
so hyped right now.
All right, we gotta do the intro.
Welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Chronicle. I'm Daniel. This is Michaela.
I'm Cody.
And we're joined by our guests. Cody is new, and he's just gonna jump in here. Cody is very excited to watch this movie.
You could say a little too eager.
A little bit too eager.
I'm Sir Reginald from the last episode of Fritz the Cat.
Yes.
From the episode that scarred us all.
Yeah.
Brought to you in part by that
I
joke.
realized on that episode we never introduced Aaron. This is Aaron.
You
No, I'm
guys,
Sir
this
Reginald.
is Aaron.
This is Aaron.
He's our brother.
And he is my brother, and we are
Say
going
my, like
to
I don't get
be-
to take some sort of ownership.
No, you don't. He's
All
not.
right. Well,
We're going to be watching Superman the movie, and we're all very excited about this.
yeah. We
Yes.
Everyone's
Yeah.
pumped.
Would you like to tell us about what we're eating?
We have our food pairing, and our food pairing today,
If you reach behind
gentlemen
you.
and lady, is an orange roll. And the reason I picked an orange roll is because we had a cinnamon roll for Batman,
We
and
did.
I figure, Superman's just the lighter, happier version of
He's a little.
Batman.
They're a little.
They're so similar.
they're
Their moms are
similar.
both named Martha,
Oh,
guys.
God.
Why did you say that name?
Sidebar, do you always do a food pairing?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't noticed that in your videos.
That's
The-
because
You're always eating.
the
Editing?
first 4 of them were all filmed at once,
Yeah.
and so we only had one
So
food
they-
pairing
yeah.
because we recorded like all the serial episodes in
In
one
one
marathon sesh.
Did you hear that?
But yes, we try to do a food pairing.
I think the only
With
one
each
that
of them,
didn't
but
actually
I
have
think-
an official food pairing was Fritz the Cat, but he doesn't deserve
I think we
one.
need to make a clip episode of every time I've had my own food pairing because I'm
She just
eating.
eats snacks. It's not a food pairing. It's just
It's
you
just-
eating everything
it's just
that's
a
in our
mukbang.
pantry. Anyway, here's Superman.
Here's Superman.
Here he is.
When I was a kid, I used to really love this opening where it's like starts out on a theater screen.
You can always tell it's John Williams music because
The way he swirls the strings.
yeah, all of his music, it doesn't sound the same, but it has similar
Qualities.
feel to it. Like that sounded like Tatooine right there.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how many bangers soundtrack John Williams came out with
Oh, dude.
in like a 10-20 year period?
Well, so
It's
he had the
nuts.
Star Wars trilogy. This was only a year after Star Wars. And then, like, what, a year after Empire was Raiders of the Lost
There was
Ark?
E.T., there was Raiders, there was...
I'm curious, how many
Same with
times... How many times have each of you ever seen this movie? I'm curious.
Oh, I only remember actively
The
remember watching
first
it once.
one, I've only seen it about 3 or 4 times.
Oh, it's like 5 or 6. Like, this was one of those movies my parents would put on.
How many
like,
times have you
Christopher-
seen
I'm gonna restrain it. I just want everyone to know that I've seen
no.
this movie over 30 times.
I don't want to be reductive to this conversation, but all of those numbers sounded not very impressive to me.
Over 30 for one movie? That wasn't
Yeah.
impressive?
That's a
What's your standard?
That's a conservative estimate.
I don't know.
To be fair, we've watched through the entirety of The Office probably around 50 times.
Yes, exactly my point.
Well, what I'm saying,
Like,
Michaela,
maybe
that's a
that's
very
why-
conservative estimate. I'm saying, like, at least. It's
I feel like you're
probably...
close
Give or take. It's one
It's
of those,
probably closer to around 80 or 90, if I'm being
Okay.
honest.
All right,
Challenged
Alex,
his manhood.
I did, and you know what? You came forward. You came
You mean
through.
his
Well,
super manhood?
Stop it. Get out. Get
Yeah.
off the couch.
Directed by Dick Donner.
You know, I don't want to hear any flack. I have an Uncle Dick Bone, okay?
On purpose?
On purpose. He insisted everyone call him that.
No, it was an accident.
All right, okay. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
See, this is my favorite song from this whole
Yeah, I love this.
franchise.
I like the 9 Inch Nails cover.
There's a 9 Inch Nails. Why is there a 9 Inch Nails cover of
There's
everything?
totally not. I loved scales back in the day.
I
You
know.
can totally tell that's like
It's only a model.
I like that it is actually there versus
The
really
CG.
crappy CG from like the late 90s.
Yeah.
I'll take this any day.
Like, this is the most baller prison that you could think of.
Isolation in the Phantom Zone.
But, like, the way they send them there.
I know. It's
good.
savage.
I don't remember any of this movie, actually.
Really?
Yeah, none at all.
Thank you very much, by the way.
Sure.
See, now I'm really excited to start getting into these movies because they're, like, actual movies now going forward.
Yeah, not
Good and bad. They're, like... They're not like Barbarella where it's just kind of like a... Okay, as cheesy as it looks now, it's still a cool effect.
I don't really know how they would have done that then. With the technology they had, I don't know how they would have achieved that effect.
This discussion is terminated. The decision of the council is final.
So they have to evacuate, Jor-El says, but they won't listen to him.
Thank
Yep.
you, because I was really lost.
Didn't he, like, not know any of his lines for this movie, and he just kind of riffed?
Brando?
Yeah.
Really?
I heard he improvised a lot.
Why Earth, Jor-El? They're primitives, thousands of years behind us.
He will need that advantage to survive. Their atmosphere will sustain him.
Look at those lips. Also, having a baby made me so weak, you guys. Whenever there's a baby on screen, I'm like, no, nothing. Don't send him away. He needs you.
Kal-El.
Look at how cute the baby is.
I know, he's got such big eyes.
Little baby Superman.
Do you think the people who thought that 2012 was actually going to be the end of the world also shot their babies into space?
Yes.
I mean...
I've had 6 kids. They're out there.
Just floating around.
Yeah. They're somewhere.
They're in little kidney stones flying through the air.
Yeah.
Which Einstein called his theory of relativity.
Oh,
Yeah.
the baby's getting education.
I think when I was a kid, I thought it was the pressure and the heat from the sun.
The baby's on TV. You can talk through the rest of this movie, but there's a baby.
This is the peen. Yeah.
This is the little Pangus scene.
Here it comes.
Wait for it.
Here it is.
And...
Look at
super
my
penis.
dong.
Aww, it's
The
so,
super dong.
it's so cute.
Hello.
Me,
I'm
me,
naked.
me. Are you kidding me? That's how I wake up in the morning.
Goodbye.
And there's one thing I do know, son, and that is you are here for a reason. I don't know whose reason, whatever the reason is, you know. Maybe it's because, I don't know. It's, but I do know one thing. It's not to score touchdowns. Huh? Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
This scene reminds me of like an old cigarette commercial. You're
Kinda,
here,
yeah.
You're here for a reason, and that's to smoke Gettysburg cigarettes, son. Gettysburg. What men smoke.
Oh, no.
Oh, this part still is sad.
It's too real. So he actually, this actor right here, he had to wear prosthetics because he didn't look quite enough like Christopher Reeves, they said.
Really?
Yeah, and he said it was super uncomfortable and really put him off from a lot of future acting positions.
This isn't a set. It's all good.
That's what it looks like up there. Honest to God.
Fun fact, this is the same set that they use in Elf.
It is not.
You know?
You almost had me. Green means go, but also ouch, so take your pick.
Like, why was that his instinct, you know?
Green Crystal was like, hey, buddy.
Toss me.
I will say he shouldn't have checked it so far away.
I know, right?
You do not remember me. I am Jor-El. I'm your father.
And I'm also dead.
So let's just get that out of the way right now.
Don't want to get your hopes up here. You have no dad.
Yeah.
The knowledge that I have matters physical and historic. I've given you fully on your voyage to your new home.
Yet I still cannot give you a hug.
Lois Lane, say hello to Clark Kent. Hold you one, Pete.
Hi,
Miss Lane, how are...
Remember my dynamite expose on the sex and drug orgies in the senior
I love how he looks as Clark Kent in this.
Unnecessarily nerdy.
Olson, why am I paying you $40 a week when I should have you arrested for loitering?
$40 a week, wow.
I was wondering if perhaps you could arrange for half my salary to be sent to this address on a weekly basis.
Your bookie, right?
A what?
Don't tell me. He sends a check every week to his sweet gray-haired old mother.
Actually, she's silver-haired.
And don't you feel stupid.
There are very few people left in the world who feel comfortable saying that word.
What word?
Swell.
Really? Oh, I thought it was kind of natural.
So, one of my favorite Superman comics is American Alien.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think my favorite part in that is when his friends from Smallville visit, and they're like, what happens when you forget your glasses? And he goes, oh, I do that all the time. You know what people say? Hey, you kind of look like Superman. And then they move on. Because who would think that this dork is Superman?
Right, yeah.
We're coming. Come on. Excuse me. Oh, back here? Yeah. Please don't point that at me, sir. You could hurt somebody with that.
Like, who would think this guy is
you'd
Superman?
never believe, yeah.
Just a minute. Now, I realize, of course, that times are tough for some these days, but... You can't...
You fainted.
Sorry. Well, really, Lois? Supposing that man had shot you. Is it worth risking your life over $10, 2 credit cards, a hairbrush, and a lipstick?
How did you know that?
Well, what?
You just described the exact contents of my purse.
Bye.
I should go. This was a mistake.
I have this habit. I root through purses.
Hey, what do you read? XK-101 rocket to be used. Hey, what do you read?
Ned Beatty's outfit and his whole character in this movie.
Otis as a character is just so ridiculous.
He's such a dork.
Okay, all right.
Is that Stanley?
No.
It does.
Why would Stanley be in a Superman movie?
All right, he's going down on a train platform. I'm going after him.
When I was a kid, I thought the guy on the left was like an uglier Christopher Reeves.
That's probably the thing that he's gotten.
I never said that, but I was like, I mean,
The ugly
It's like, you
Christopher-
look like an ugly Christopher Reeves.
Armis, make it track 22. I seen him and I'm right on him. Lower level, track 22. I'm right on him.
Such an interesting walkie-talkie.
They're called biscuits,
They're called biscuits, huh?
and police usually have them on their shoulder.
yeah, where the hell have you been? When I was a kid, this scene kind of messed me up a little bit. I was like,
It did?
yeah.
Freaked you out?
It was one of the first few times I ever saw something happen in a movie that wasn't just like stylized violence, but actually kind of realistic.
Harry, where are you? Harry.
What if out of nowhere they just cut to it? And they just show him in like 4 pieces?
Oh gosh.
Real graphic violence.
Just gets to Saw levels of violence immediately.
But it's just that scene.
It's just that
That's
one.
it. Like, everyone's left like, what? What?
That's the extended version.
He looks like a sirloin steak just cut up.
Why, it's the most brilliantly diabolical leader of our time, surrounding himself with total nincompoops.
I'm back, Mr. Luthor.
Yes, I was just talking about you.
In some of the Golden Age comics, Lex Luthor hated Superman because he blamed him for his baldness.
Really?
That's a real fact, right?
I didn't know. That actually makes me like Superman less altogether as a franchise. I wish I had never known that. Thank you. I hate you.
A malfunction. Take your lift off.
Hook the cable.
What's happening? What's
You hook the cable. Set it down. Set it down.
Oh my God, we lost stabilizer, rotor control. I can't hold it. I can't.
I mean, at least it's only her inside there.
I feel like at any moment, they were like this high off the ground. When I just open the door,
or
jump
just be
out,
like,
and keep your head down.
Or just be like, back down. God, you're ugly when you scream. You know how annoying you sound right now?
You're coming across as a dingus, Lois.
Yeah. Lois,
have some dignity, Lois.
Listen, Lois, you sound like a jackwagon, okay? Ah, jeepers.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me. Who's got you?
I mean, I would applaud too if I saw that, I won't lie.
I'd be like, what the heck is going on here?
Well, I certainly hope this little incident hasn't put you off flying, miss. Statistically speaking, of course, it's still the safest way to travel.
Right. Wait!
I love the idea of her being like, you really look like this guy who just started working here.
Bad vibrations?
It's such a dumb joke.
Oh.
Now look. The Post. It flies. The news. Look, Ma, no wires. The Times. Blue bomb buzzes Metropolis. The Planet. We're sitting on top of the story of the century here.
I want pictures of Superman.
I want the real story. I want the inside dope on this.
Why is she dressed like Robin Hood?
Where does he live?
Very popular one.
I would.
Ugh, is this the can you read my mind part? Because I hate that part.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
It's so overdone.
8 o'clock, he says. 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Also, there's no way she can afford that kind of apartment on an editor's salary. Come on.
She's not an editor. She's just a reporter.
Yeah, come on.
These were different times.
Actually, in the late 70s, that's feasible. It is. Probably not that nice, but...
right?
She's got a penthouse.
Maybe she had some inheritance money.
There you go, yeah, she's a trust fund baby.
Look at that patio right there.
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have plans this evening?
Oh, this is the whole thing. No.
Well, listen, it's no trouble at all for you to come back later.
Don't move.
If it's any trouble, I can come back later. It's fine. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know. He's like, if you really want to break from seeing these muscles.
If you really want to break from seeing these muscles and getting the interview that will make your career, I can come back later. It's fine.
There must be a lot of questions about me that people in the world would like to know the answer.
Of course, yes.
I wish she asked him why he wears the briefs, and he goes, it accentuates my bulge better than if I didn't have it.
It looks good.
We come from a planet called Krypton.
Huh?
Krypton.
Oh, Krypton.
Why would she act like she knows that? Like,
oh, Krypton.
You don't know it. Just stop. Just
I think she's zoned off.
She's too busy thinking about his butt.
Say, why don't we find out?
I'd just like everybody to look at the S on the back of
It's
his
someone
name.
sharpied it.
It's like tacked on with straight
correct.
pins.
Yeah, someone's nephew sharpied that.
Daddy, can you
That
put
was
it
like
in the
the
movie?
sketch outline for the real S.
No,
they
I
just forgot to make the real one.
Right, they're like, we gotta use the sewing pattern, guys.
We'll just iron it on. We'll fix it in post.
It'll be fine.
Guys, we fixed that S on his back.
So, turns out we don't actually have the technology to fix it in post.
We can't. Daniel, when are we gonna watch Cats?
Oh, I'm so excited.
I think that we should add Cats to the Ultimate Chronicle.
Honestly.
It should be called the Feline Chronicles, where we just go through
We
and
just watch
cat
every
movies.
version of Cats.
That's a lot.
No, we just watch cat movies like the Aristocats.
No, I think we should just watch
only Cats.
each version of Cats
Just
that we
every
can find.
touring company of Cats. And then the movie.
Can you read my mind? Do you know what it is that you do to me?
Oh yeah, this part. I always felt like this whole scene was like 45 minutes long when I was a kid.
It is a very long romance scene for
And
real.
like, what's this voiceover?
I don't know.
He's supposed to be reading her mind.
No, but he can't.
These are lyrics that Williams wrote to go with the music, because it does rhyme and does fit the meter of the music, but I think maybe originally he was thinking it was going to be sung.
Is this
and
Peter
then-
Pan? What's happening?
Here I am. Read my mind.
I want to fly in front of a green screen with Christopher Reeves.
One of those things is going to be harder than the other. I'll let you decide which.
Lois, for goodness sake, didn't you hear me knocking?
Uh-huh.
Lois, we did have a date tonight, remember?
Oh.
Lois?
Huh?
You haven't been,
Oh, no, no.
Was that supposed to be drinking or weed?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I get a call.
Correct.
You haven't been crossfading, have you, Lois?
First, I have to fix my hair and some blush on.
I just love that. I love his posture change right there.
Where?
Right there, all the
What do you mean, where, Aaron?
where? Here?
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, Cody. He got you. You started explaining. You can't give in.
You're a dreamer, Lex Luthor. A sick, twisted dreamer. Your plan couldn't possibly work.
I'll admit there were a few problems. Adjusting the precise trajectory of the missile. Finding the optimum stress point for the fault line itself. Which, by the way, is target 0, right here. Ooh.
I do love a good monologue.
Gene Hackman is a really charismatic actor.
Just let me tell you all of my plans.
Like every Bond villain.
Ever.
Lex actually, out of any DC character or Marvel character, is the most like a Bond villain to me.
It's because he's that classic villain.
All right, Luthor. Where is it? Where's a detonator? You diseased maniac. Do you really think you could hide it from me by encasing it in lead? I'll mold this box into your prison bars. Don't touch that.
I told you. It's kryptonite, Superman. Little souvenir for the old hometown. I've spared no expense to make you feel right at home.
I love that he went through all this just to be a douchebag to Superman.
I know. Yeah, it's bad news. See, I'd be out of there.
Doesn't he repair the fault?
I would be driving east so quickly right now.
Or you can just, like, you know, live in Arizona. We survive every apocalypse, so...
That's because we're basically the roaches of the United States.
No, that's New Mexico.
I don't know what you have, what vendetta you have against New Mexico. I don't know what they did to you in a past life, but you need to seek forgiveness and the Lord.
It's not my fault that everyone in New Mexico is a terrible human being.
Is that true?
Yes, they're all bad.
It's not. He's got some vendetta. Have you been to New Mexico before?
Yeah, he thinks it's the most disgusting flat land.
Where have you been? In New Mexico.
He says it has no personality and no color.
I don't know, you've been to one Albuquerque, you've been to them all.
There's only one Albuquerque, though. You're correct.
Albuquerque is just another name for New Mexico. That's what it all looks like. You see Breaking Bad? Every single human being in that godforsaken state
I think you're
is like Walter White.
Your opinion off of Breaking Bad.
That's just a bunch of people doing meth.
I'm pretty sure that he has only been once, and off that one trip in Breaking Bad, he formed his opinion.
I like that you're running with it though, Daniel.
I do.
It's really good.
I will never let that go.
Okay, kids, it's all right now. Hey, it's Superman.
Also, how do they know it's Superman? Like,
he's in all the papers.
Yeah, he's in Metropolis.
He's in all the papers. Not when you can fly. When you can fly, your publicity's sick.
Come on!
Okay, I'm gonna get really literal right now. What are the odds that
fault line followed that road completely?
Yeah, and right
100%.
under her damn car.
Like 1 out of a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
She's dead, Jim.
Things remembered never die, Clark.
Real talk, I love how just pissed off he gets right here.
Oh, I do too.
He
does well.
That it looks, he just really sells it.
Part of me does wish that they had omitted a lot of the cheese and reworked a few things in the script, because he really is a
I feel like
phenomenal
Superman 2 does that. The Richard Donner cut.
Yes, you're right.
I feel like that one does a really good job of kind of stripping out cheesiness and making it way more of a serious comparative.
He legit goes schizo here, though. It's awesome. That face is terrifying.
That's the face of Injustice Superman when he's gonna rip out Joker's heart.
And that scream, that's so freaking crazy.
This still, though, is one of my least favorite things in the movie.
Yeah.
It's really dumb.
It's really dumb, and it just made, from like this point in history forward, everybody's like, well, Superman's not an interesting character because he's too powerful.
That's you. That's how you talk.
I think
They just made this up for the movie.
But I think that is supposed to speak to how angry he is. That he uses literally all of his strength and everything he has, and he puts it into this.
Yeah, but I feel like, personally, there's better ways to show that. Than
I agree with
giving
both of
him
you.
the power to completely rewind time. Because, like, we watched Flashpoint. Flash literally does this in Flashpoint. He runs so fast that he changes time. But he destroys everything in the process. and you realize that he has the limit of he can't change time. Like, if he does, he will make things worse. You have to speak about it too.
I have nothing to say.
You don't?
No.
Well, I like that movie.
Not even about Lois
Can you pull
Lane
up the
being
list?
completely useless the whole
Can you
movie.
pull up the list?
Yes.
She was a wet sandwich that whole movie.
A wet sandwich.
That's all she was.
Rankings.
From bottom to top?
Bottom to top?
Yeah.
Okay. From last place to first place, we have Fritz the Cat, Batman the Electric Brain. 12th is Barbarella, then Congo Bill, Hop Harrigan, The Vigilante, Batman and Robin, Captain America, Black Hawk, Spy Smasher, Superman, Superman and the Mole Man, Tales from the Crypt, and Adam West Batman is number 1.
Really? You have Adam West Batman over Tales from the Crypt?
I really enjoy Adam West Batman. But Superman.
Yes, Superman.
I would say number 1 is where I would put it.
I can't argue with that. I mean, I've seen a few of what you just listed, and then I know enough about the others.
Mick, where would you put it?
Yeah, I guess I like it. And first. I think
Okay.
first is, because it really, I mean, like, if we're comparing directly to everything that we have seen thus far,
Which we are.
I definitely think it's the best, like, quality. I think it has a really good storyline. I think that it tries to do something a little bit different, and I don't think it takes itself too seriously, where it's like,
No, it's not like
okay.
it's not like The Dark Knight or something.
I think it's the first actual movie.
Yeah.
You know, where the
And I
rest
think that
are...
it really hit that on the nose.
Yeah.
Like, I don't go back and watch this and I'm like, ooh, that's dated. Like, some things are, but it's like
Yeah.
the clothes.
They're dated
yes,
in a
but-
way of this movie came out in the 70s.
It
Yes.
doesn't make
It's
it not a well-made movie. Though.
Yeah.
And it doesn't,
that's-
yeah.
They did the best. They did their damnedest with what they could at the time.
The best that they could do at the time, even when going back now in 2020 and rewatching it, it doesn't discredit any of
Yeah.
the plot
Yeah.
points or any of the story or
See,
anything
and yeah,
like
that's I definitely think it's like one of those, again, it's like the first movie we've seen where they're taking into account the score of the movie, the opening credits like we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
The plot of the movie, the
this one
character
called?
development,
Superman
like
the movie.
before that, you know, we've got Barbarella, we've got Adam West Batman, which even then it's not like you don't watch that movie to think about the score of the movie. You watch
No.
that movie to see a cheese ball.
This is trying to make an
It's being a
actual
movie, yeah.
Like, this is gonna sound super pretentious, but it's trying to make a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Like it's
I
it's
agree.
not trying to make just kind of a goofball thing that's thrown
No.
out there. It's trying to actually seriously take these characters and look at them as characters.
Yeah, there's a couple things that were really three things that for me were huge home runs of this movie, and what makes it, I want to say, age better than a lot of movies from its time. A, you have an incredible score from John Williams. Like, it just the music, the music throughout the entire thing is awesome, and then I really like the way the opening scene kind of teed the ball for the sequel. As you said before we watched it, that was a really groundbreaking thing.
Yeah, because you watch this and you're like, why did we see all that General Zod's trial?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? What the heck, man?
Yeah, so the way they kind of set that up at the beginning of the movie is really interesting, and I think the special effects for its time, as fun to make fun of as it is now, like everything else aside, like it's really good for its time. And I think a big part of it is, well, besides green screen, I mean, lots of practical effects and sets.
Yeah.
And I like that models.
The Krypton, the
It's
Fortress
fun.
of
It's
Solitude.
fun. Which I think
beats out the
physical.
fact
It's like even if it's like easy to make fun of like while it's happening, it's like, well, they made it, they designed it, they went to a lot of effort to create this, like a lot of hard work and blood, sweat, and tears went into making it.
And I think another fun thing to think about this movie is like, again, it's going back to being like the first seriously budgeted comic book movie.
Yes.
In reality, like, this is the first time someone's saying like, hey, we're going to make a Superman movie, and they're trying to pitch it to people after we've had things like the Adam West Batman movie coming out, and they're like, why do you need that much money? They did Batman, and they made it for nothing.
Well, that's why I think, like, looking back, a lot of people get mad at Adam West Batman because they're like, it's a joke. They're making a joke of these characters. And I'm like, what you don't realize is they were jokes until they
were comic book movies. You know, they were something you got the kids to keep them preoccupied, and then this is the first
characters.
This is the first time they're looking at it and saying like, we have a script here.
And nerddom didn't exist in the 60s for comic books.
No, you got the crap beaten out of you for reading these things.
Yeah, it wasn't the same thing.
Tune in next time.
Next time is Heavy Metal, which Cody will be joining us for.
Yes.
And then on to Superman 2, which Aaron will be joining us for. And then we will be continuing on our journey to rank and review every single comic book movie ever made.
Guys, this is gonna be years.
It's years.
And they're only gonna keep coming out, too.
At max, we can do 52 of these a year. And we haven't even hit that this year. We already missed 1 week.
2.
Oh, 2. So
2 weeks.
So yeah, we're gonna do our best to keep these coming. But tune in next time
Make
as
sure
we watch.
that you like, subscribe, turn on the little bell notification. So I just hate saying all of this.
Thank you for doing that. I don't like doing that.
It's the worst. I feels like I've sold out, honestly. Every
What
time I'm
shills?
like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification.
Bet you're gonna say join the military.
Join the military? Oh no, I was
gee,
gonna
she
say.
said it.
I was gonna
Clip it out. Clip it out.
It was coming.
Someone somewhere is gonna rewind all of these Martin Chronicles to clip out the horrible things that we've said. It's why Daniel wouldn't look at the camera and say.
Anyway, see you
Like,
next time.
Subscribe, bell.
See you next time.
Do it now.
Join the military.
See you next time.
Join the military, kids.